Hi everybody, this is Derek from Quartic.com. I hope you hear me well. Today, the webinar will take about 30 minutes, so I think I'll attract your attention for half an hour, and then I'll talk more about the topic, how to make your clients buy more than just one product. We thought this webinar would be a good opportunity to show you how the recommendation may look like and what is generally the recommendation engine about. We all know that people do online shopping more and more, and we know that people generally come for one item, which means that if you are the owners or people responsible for online sales, one of your scope responsibilities is answering the question how to squeeze the lemon from your traffic as much as you can, which means how to make your clients buy more, and obviously in the same time how to earn more money. So today I'd like to tell you something more about it. So sit tight, and if you have any questions, please write them down on chat, and I'll try to answer them parallelly at the same time. I think that after 30 minutes, there will be the time for answering questions for all the auditory out loud if you have the questions that which will be repeated. So let's go. Uh, what is generally recommendations about? So for the beginning, I have a short quiz for you. So how do you think when somebody buys the basketball, what do you think that the person in the recommendations will see next? Well, it's never been easy for recommending something to the other people, including probably your friends, or not to mention the people who you've never met or talked to. It's just like users in your online shop. If you run an e-commerce business, you should know how important it is to recommend the right products to the right people in order to encourage them to buy more and come back to your shop for more in the future. So having said earlier, the difficulty is to recommend. Well, how do you think? What should you do to avoid those mistakes when displaying the product recommendations to a complete stranger? Sometimes the recommendations, well, in most of cases, have to hit exactly the right target. But the major question is how, and it's not easy, but this is doable. Okay. And although some things may seem rather obvious, but when it comes to the real life, most of the e-commerce businesses tends to make one major mistake. Okay, they think that they know what suits their use mostly without, actually asking them. And the recommendations actually help you with getting the right product to the right customer. Of course, we are not implying here that that you don't have the knowledge about your target group. Well, of course you do. However, in e-commerce, it is quite possible to know that every individual customer, and unlike the offline business, we are unable to meet and speak with them in a person and to hear, what they like. When you have a shop, offline shop, and a client enters your shop, you can come to him, ask for if he or she needs anything. But in an online store, okay, you can have chat. But if the person comes to you for 2 or 3 minutes, because this is the average session, um, the person will not ask you. The person will just leave. So the question is how you can satisfy your customer to buy what he comes for, and even much more, what they didn't even think that they might use. So okay, after those couple of minutes, let's see. I see. Okay, Marek wrote football. Well, okay, probably, yeah, it could be football. However, okay, the solution is deodorant. Okay, um, you might be thinking that it could be a pair of sports shoes or basketball shoes, but the correct answer here is deodorant. And would you have thought about this by merely using your own human logic? Well, very unlikely, but yes, of course. However, this is nothing to worry about here. What may sometimes be difficult for us to understand is the easy for the case of technology. The technology can learn about the user's needs, preferences, and the products they would like to buy based on their activity on the site. And although you are unable to follow thousands or even millions of your customers on the website, because physically it's undoable, the technology can actually do that for you. Okay, this is how the recommendation engine works. It follows every user. And furthermore, this technology analyzes all the data and creates recommendations tailored to the user's needs individually. So, our belief continues here because we trust in smart technology rather than your intuition. So let's go here. So why recommendations? Well, all the people who are visiting websites, who are visiting online shops, we all are used to, standards. People read from left to right, so sometimes recommendations are on the left side, sometimes on the right, depending on how the website is constructed. And but there is nothing worse than you displaying a bad product and or putting it in a bad place. So therefore, I'd like to show you some rules how you can place your recommendation widgets in your online shop to make your customers see other products and maybe satisfied with going out with more than the one they just came for. So the first thing that's very important in recommendation engine, which helps growing sales in online shop, is enhanced discovery. So this actually is an alternative recommendation, helping when the client wants to buy something else. So you can recommend here the alternative products which other people also looked at. And this technology is actually, this technology is actually a must-have. Okay, so if you want to display the product recommendations, which which leads to the higher sales. However, even if you use the best tools available, or you try to work it by yourself, you will still need to follow some basic rules in order to achieve satisfactory results. So the second one is generic. Generic, they are not a part of anything that's like a basis, but you need to do it because you need to inspire people. Why people wear the newest clothes? Because they see people buying them, they see the bloggers, they see the famous people wearing them. So immediately, if you have something that people need, show it to them, because this is how you can say, hey, this is what be the most popular in this season. Hey, this is what people tend buying while going skiing or while going on summer holiday. So this is something that mainly e-commerce shops are doing. They're showing bestsellers, and this is good for the users. Marek is asking, okay, does enhanced discovery involves only alternative to product at hand? I think that I may answer this question at the end. So Marek, please stay tuned, and I'll follow your question right after, I think in 15 minutes. If I won't answer the question lately, I will come back to you if you don't mind. Okay, so just to show you a quick helicopter view on that, there are basically three best practices in engine recommendation. First is alternative, which is the best for your customer, where client can buy a little bit different product. Okay, cross sell, which is complementary, that the client can actually add something to his purchase, and inspiration, where you want to show the clients the best things that people bought in your shop and what is the current season about. So let's go for some meat right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here I'd like to show you how actually the recommendations are used on the particular parts of your website. Okay, the first thing that no many people know, that you can personalize your homepage page. Everybody think that homepage should look the same. Well, in our opinion, it shouldn't, because once somebody came and bought some pair of trousers or skirt, why should showing them in the second visit the next pair of trousers or the shirt? Which means that, in our opinion, the recommendations should show the customers other alternative products which you would like to show them, instead of showing them all the time the same. Okay, because in most cases your homepage is the first thing that users see upon their visit, and hence, it should either be kept general if you are displaying it to a returning user, so you can make it personalized by displaying recommendations based on the user's earlier activities. It may be the company's strategy not to display any product recommendations on your home page, for example. Even with very striking design, if you have one, this is not the best strategy for your online shop if you're showing all the time the same things. And users simply love to see what are the hottest items in the current season according to the buyers, and the items that other users have viewed on the site. Okay, so homepage, first page worth putting recommendations to other people. Okay, so this is basically here on the homepage we can advise you to put personalized products for returning users and generic products for new users, and mainly according to the position on the website, dependingly on your homepage layout. It can be personalized products should be shown at the bottom or the bottom right side of the page. And we see that people write a lot of headlines. What we recommend actually about the headlines is products which are recommended for you, products that you might like, or best sellers. These are top three which people tend to search right now, because recommendations isn't something new. So I'll just repeat them. So it's recommended for you, products that you might like, and bestsellers. Okay. Second standard recommendation is the category page. And the category page is a great but often underestimated place to display recommendations. The best logic to use here on the category page is the generic one. The generic is the best sellers or the best views filters to the currently viewed category, such as logic. The logic is the safest way to bring the best-selling merchandise from your store within a selected category. It's also acceptable to show personalized products based on the user's behavior. They were have to be very cautious with the logic, as it might occur that you end up with no if you're already thinking about putting them in your category page. Put three. Okay, sorry for that. Yuan just lost the video. I hope he is the only one, and he'll just come back in a second. So please don't put more than 3 to 6 bestsellers on one page. Okay, so I'll stop here if you don't mind, and I just check if everything is okay. Okay, do you can everybody confirm me on the chat, please, if you see the video? Okay, so thanks for confirming. I probably there was some technical mistake. Okay, thanks for confirmation. So we're back in the game here. Okay, Jacob is asking the question: what is the minimum amount of products in the shop where recommendations still work? The question is, are you if you want to put recommendations on all the websites, or are you asking about the minimum? Well, in my opinion, your site is your advertising space, and the more recommendations you place, the better index you can reach, that the client will actually got interested in it. But I will speak it in a second, while talking about the next pages. So we just went through the home page, and we'll go through the category page. So please stay tuned, and I show you on what other pages it's worth placing the recommendations. The question is, if you're asking about how many products in the catalog you can have, well, maybe 200 up to 300. That's something worth putting. So coming back to the category page, basically on this website we would advise you to use the generic logic for this page, because users will appreciate if you show them the best selling products from this category. However, try not to exaggerate. Made it like, as I told you, 3 to 6 bestsellers rather than 20. It is acceptable to filter the recommendations to the main category. For example, iPhone cases under the subcategory could be found under the main mother category of iPhone accessories. So, okay. Yeah, so here are the recommendations. Basically, the recommendations are usually shown on the category page, either at the very top or at the very bottom of the page. So when placing on the top before product listing, you need to make sure that the recommendations do not cover the entire screen, so the user don't need to scroll down in order to see the first organic product listing. Okay, basically the headlines which we may we may tell you that work is like recommended for you, products that you might like, or top selling from this category. These are top 3 which for our clients work best. Okay, but there's one thing that I'd like to show here, which is very important. Don't filter by one brand. Okay, we do not recommend I mean, you do not recommend products from just one manufacturer in category page recommendation. So on this side, please don't recommend products just from one manufacturer. Okay, you may have the highest margin, you may think that this is something that will be sold out quickly. Don't do it, it doesn't work. Okay, the user will find out that you are trying to mislead them by trying to sell what is best for you. Okay, this can do you more harm than good. So further, product page. Okay, from our experience, this this is the place when the recommendations generate the highest sales conversion out of all places for recommendations to be put. Okay, the best place ever. So for e-commerce websites, this product page is the most important in the terms of placement for recommendations. This is the page where the sales process actually boosts and speeds up the users, makes the most important decisions. And here it is vital to make the most out of the product page in your online store and to use recommendation widget in the best possible way. It is essential to keep recommendation on the product page personalized for returning users. This strategy always guarantees best results. Okay, still on the product page, what kind of products you should recommend on this page? Mainly, there are two. First, complementary products, and then alternative products. Okay, so complementary, which says that customers who bought this item also bought. Okay, so they make a pair. You can make, I don't know, when you buy shoes, you can buy trousers which would fit. All alternative products where you can put the people or other customers also viewed. About the position, okay, this is very important here, because the alternative products are normally shown on the right side of the product. So complementary recommendations are generally placed below the product. Okay, about the headlines, probably you would like products that you might also like or chosen for you, or people who bought this also bought. Okay, so here you can always show the alternative products on the right side. Why? Because people tend to read from left to right, and their eyes stop on the right side, which means that there is very high probability that it will catch their eye. The different products which are complementary to the currently viewed, here is the best place to place them. Secondly, don't switch the placements for the two above. The outcome will be not desirable. Okay. Okay. So filter products to the main category, and don't present user with too many recommendation widgets. Okay, why? Users don't like, they will be misled if you will show them too many products at one time. We very often have well, we have information what will work. Okay, our clients ask us, okay, guys, tell us how many things we should present here. Well, our recommendation is no, two widgets will be just fine. Okay, because it will it might confuse the customers, which will make you end up with no sales at all. Okay, more recommendations don't always mean more sale. We have seen how many of the quality customers change their layout by adding 4 recommendations widget instead of 2, and their sales went down dramatically. So don't make more than 2. Okay, this is something that actually will work. Okay, and last but not least, use standard headers for your widgets. This is important to be, creative on your own website. That's very good to be okay. Sorry. I have a question. Do you see the presentation? Because I think it just went down. Okay. Okay, so sorry for this sound of silence. I'm trying to come back with a presentation. Okay, and we're back. Fantastic. So just let me find the one that we finished. Okay. Yeah, we okay. So standard headers for your widget. You may be very creative, and this is the best. It's your website, it's your shop. Do everything you please, but remember there are some standards that your clients may expect from you. Okay, you might confuse users of your stores, how to make what is the recommendation or how you want to recommend the product. Standardized headers for the recommendation widgets is the case. Okay, you should say that products that you also might like, or people who bought this also bought, rather than check this out, other products in our store. If you want to be fancy, that's okay, but remember that your audience is very different. Okay, we have a lot of clients from fashion, where when women come to the online shop, they are buying stuff for men. So be standardized. This is very good. So I'll just repeat. If you are recommending something, in the header write people who bought also, people who bought this also bought, or check this, or products that you might also like. So, this is the general rule, that the header should inform the user why we are presenting him this with a specific set of products. Okay, so yeah, the next one is something that not many e-shops are aware, that on this place you can also sell your products. A lot of companies that we are in contact with, and they already became our clients, when we advise them to put recommendations in the shopping cart, they said they didn't believe that somebody can actually buy something already being in the shopping cart page. Okay, but trust us, this is the page that you can have a lot of strategies, how that people who are already going out to pay, you can say, hey, check this out, this is something that you might consider. So basically, shopping cart page, very important. Okay, and there are a lot of strategies. I will tell you about three things that you may use in the shopping cart page in order to upgrade your sales. Okay, first one is show complementary, sorry, yeah, show complementary products. Okay, the shopping cart is one of the, trust me, best places for cross-selling. This is great opportunity to inspire the users, or even remind them that what they could have forgotten. If somebody came for dress, tell them about some, bracelets, earrings. If there is a man, hey, tell them, if he came for the shirt, some business shirts, say, hey, maybe you would like to check our t-shirts, which you can put under the shirt. There are a lot of strategies that you may use. The second is using the price filter and suggest complementary products which aren't too expensive. And this is very important, because when you're giving the when the person is making the rapid purchase, he or she doesn't think it much about, but keep recommended products within the price range of, and now be very carefully about not exceeding 30% of the products which are added to the shopping cart. If the value is higher, you may lose a little bit, but if you keep in the standard of 30% of the total amount of the basket, it would go just fine, and the person will be more willing to put something more to the basket. Okay, and the third part is to create the add to cart button for the recommended product widgets. Okay, as you can see on the presentation, below every product which is put in the recommendation in the shopping cart, there is our add to cart button, which is allowing the user to add the products very easily without leaving the cart, and it's very convenient for him, and it can improve your sales from the shopping cart recommendations. Right, so we are, I think there are 2 or 3 slides more, so please stay tuned. Here, this is another advice which we may share with you. When you suggest alternative products in the shopping cart, don't do it. This may actually kill your sales, because you don't want the user to change his or her mind when the products are already in the cart. Okay, this is 404 page. Okay, when we call the clients and we are saying, hi, we are Quadicon, we are upgrading sales in your e-shop, this is one of the 2 things that we show to the clients. We show him 404 page. Okay, we are showing the extension from the link. After .com, .uk, something, you have the long extension, and we are just wiping it out and writing anything. And on 404, you have no explicit, well, you have to inform the user about the error, of course, but why not putting here the recommendation products of, I don't know, your best sellers or top rated products? The potential of this page is rarely taken advantage of. Okay, with Quadicon recommendation widget, you can direct users on the buyer's path even from this abandoned page not found area. Okay, and last but not least, no search result page. Fantastic place to put recommendations on. Why? Go to any e-shop and put anything, any word, just physical, PT, I don't know, anything. If you do it, see what happens. Okay, just make a mistake in a word that you are finding. 70% of all the e-shops put search results are 0. Okay, this is your advertising space. You should place products that you have in every place that your client might come on the website. In the approach of this slight difference, you could use this website for showing anything you want, because the most of small and medium-sized online shops engines are too distant from being perfect. Okay, let's face it. Okay, they are not perfect. And to be honest, the big e-shops, very, very huge brands that everybody know, often deal with the same problems. No search result. And this is the most common situation when the user has misspelled the name of the search product and the search engine brings him to no results at all, or this is a very bad practice for the e-commerce industry. So, not everyone is wealthy enough to purchase advanced search technology, which is quite expensive, investment for the majority of the e-commerce businesses. But don't leave your client with showing the blank page. Why not putting, personal recommendations? This is not only a great way to improve the usability and to fill the gaps in your online shop, but it also helps to increase the sales, which is like, cost-effective personalized technology. If you leave this page blank, you lose sales. If you place products, there is a probability that you will keep the user still in your shop, and maybe you will show what other people were looking at. So, okay, the last page that I will tell you about today is the thank you page. Okay, don't forget to place some recommendations there, even when the user gets as far as this thank you page. Okay, if there's a thank you page, congratulations, you just sold something to your client. Okay, but he still will see the thank you page. Use it. Okay, this is an amazing placement for upselling. Recommendations are based on the historical data of what the user has bought lately and what he has bought just now. So this is very important to take advantage of the upselling potential of this thank you page. But the only condition you need here is to follow while considering this thank you page recommendations by creating the possibility of reopening the shopping cart and adding more products to the same order. Okay, customers don't have last minute thoughts on what they have forgotten to put in the cart, so let's not discourage them by insisting them to make a brand new order. Just open the same basket. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining. Hope you'll take several good hints into your e-commerce businesses. I'll gladly welcome to add you on our LinkedIn page or our personal profiles. We also encourage you to have a free test for you individually. Let us know what kind of shops do you have, what kind of businesses do you practice, and I'm sure that thanks to 30-day trial, we may show you that our recommendations will work in your shop. So thanks for now, and I'm waiting for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Dariusz, for the presentation. I'm thinking that was great. I hope that our participants also benefit from this. Now I have to encourage all of you to just write the question on the chat, and Dariusz will try to answer all of that. So don't be shy.
Okay, so we have a question from Patricia. So I'll just read out loud. Is it too much to recommend products both on category when people enter the product itself to see its characteristic and in the payment section? My question really is, what is just enough to convince people to buy more without annoying them with all the suggestions?
Recommendation helps to find the product that customer want to buy. So it's not.
So there is, I think that the best answer here would be that the product finds the user by itself. Okay, we don't know, I think nobody knows what actually the person will want to buy. What we may do is that we can show the person what other people looked at. If we do it on the category page, let's do it. If we want to do it on the payment section, let's do the same. Why? Because sometimes people don't open the category page, but everybody, I mean 100% of the users will see the payment section. The category page, the recommendations on the category page sell, no question about it. The recommendations on the payment section also sell. What's the percentage? Different. Sometimes people start by checking your eShop from the category page. What I want to say, don't lose the place that you may put the recommendation. Forget about banners, forget about billboards, paying ads, whatsoever. Focus on your own commodity. Treat your website as your personal advertising space. Squeeze as much as your space for putting and placing the other people, saying, hey, the other women who were looking at this dress also looked at those trousers. Hey, You might also like those glasses, which people who are looking at those heads also viewed. So there are hundreds of recommendations. I hope, Patricia, I answered your question. If I didn't, just let me know. In a private message, and I gladly to help you with this case. Question from Alina. My pleasure. What about overlapping of recommended products displayed on different pages? Should all the recommendations be different, or is it okay if they are repeated? It is, Lina, thank you for the question. Very good one. It is very okay to repeat the recommendations. Okay, not all the recommendations should be different. There are over 100 strategies how to put the recommendations. The recommendation engine, first what it does, it learns the page. It takes about 2 or 3 days. So the engine learns how the users behave. Okay, so what you actually can do is you can try, and I very encourage you to make tests, so you will know what works for you. Because for somebody there is no for some shops there is no point of displaying different recommendations and repeating it. If you have such case, it is okay to repeat the recommendations. Juan Manuel, thanks for the question. Let me share it with everybody. Any advice for an Airbnb type of business where consumers only need one product, but we want to book their next vacations with us as well? Juan, check Booking.com. Okay, see that the Booking.com also is using recommendations. You don't see it at the first glance, but if you click on any place that you want to visit, see that you are also recommended other places. You might be, it might your attention might be worth considering. Okay, so you may also check. Um, we have we are at the moment testing, I think, three similar businesses. One of them is traveling business, which means that people are viewing holidays and trips. So this is very important when you can where you can see when you click any place that you are interested, we are saying, hey, see that people who checked this particular holidays checked also others. We've just shared the link. Okay, so it's www.r for Richard.pl. Okay, so this is the very famous website in Poland where you can book holidays. And when you are checking the website, when you are looking at particular trip, see that around you may also see that other people also checked. This is very important, and Airbnb type is a very good place to see, because sometimes places can be overbooked. Some places can be too expensive. Some places can be out too far from the city. So trust me, people are very keen on checking the recommendations. I hope I answered your question, Juan Manuel. So if anything more needed, gladly to answer it in person. Is there any? If you can just tell me one thing, is there anything that I haven't talked today, but from your point of view, you expected some topics to be covered? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention here. My name is Darek Knizak, and I had a pleasure of showing you quite good tips and tricks how to boost your sales in your eShop and how to make clients to buy more than just one product. Um, Peter from CallPage just wrote my email address, so please feel free to share your links, your shops with me, and I'll be very glad to give you some more advice on that. So yes, I'm okay. Okay, so I will show you also. Okay, for German client, we have caesar.de. For Spanish client, there are also other websites. Just to sum up, we have a lot of clients in different regions of the world. So if you are interested in showing examples from your countries, from your maybe cities, or even from your branches worldwide to check how other shops from your branch are doing recommendations, let me know, and I'll share some links with you so you will see what are the good practices around the world.